Hello, this is the Cobra MX4140VX, which is a 16-inch battery-powered mower. And this is how it arrives with you in a strong cardboard box like this. Everything you need is in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to open it all up, take everything out and get it on the table, and I'll show you just exactly how quick and easy it is to assemble and get it ready for mowing your lawn. So here we have everything you need to mow. So just to go through it very quickly, you've got the all-important manual there with all the instructions and aftercare. So keep that nice and safe when you've put your mower together. It comes with a battery charger, and it also comes with a 40-volt max plus battery for this mower. So first thing we'll do is get them on charge, but we'll do that in a minute. We've got the mower itself here, which needs just a little bit of assembly on the handlebar, which again is very simple to do, and I'll show you how to do that. And then we've got here the grass collection box. The handle will need fitting. There is the screw supplied, but what you will need is a little crosshead screwdriver. And if you've got a short one, it makes life easier. So a crosshead to fit that. The first thing we want to do is to get the batteries on charge. So here we have the battery in here. So we've got the 40-volt max battery there, and it's also got instructions for you in there as well. So keep those in a safe place. And then in this box here, we have got the charger. So we can get the battery on charge, and then when we put the mower together, we'll be ready to cut the lawns. So we've got the charger there plugged in now to the mains. Just looking at the battery, on the back there is a little button there, and if we push that, it tells us that this battery is already 3 parts charged anyway, but we want to get it fully charged. So we've got a red light on there, tells us we've got the power. When I slide the battery into the charger and click it in, we get a green flashing light. The time when it is fully charged is when that goes to a solid green light. The back of the battery is also flashing around the back here, and they will continue to keep flashing even when it's got 4 on there, but the symbol we're looking for is at the front. Green solid light tells us that the battery is fully charged. Now the batteries are being charged, we can start to assemble the mower. And we'll start with the grass collection box here. All we need to do is put the handle on. It's a big box, it holds 50 litres of grass clippings, so good size there. And this is very easy to put on. We can only fit it one way. There's a hole here and a little slot there. And this tab on the end goes into there, and then that will line that up like that with the screw hole. So we just need to line the screw up. We just got it in started, and then get the little screwdriver. And this is why it's better to have a little screwdriver. Well, there is a bit of room in there, but a little screwdriver, and we can just then tighten that all the way. It's important that we go right the way through into the handle. Right, so that's nice and firm now there, nice and tight. That's not going to come out, and you can see the handle is nice and secure, so that isn't going to go anywhere. So I'm going to put that down on the floor, and then we can have a look at the assembly of the handles on here. So you don't need any tools to do this. This is how it literally came out the box. So we've just got to bear in mind the orientation of the handle. So we've got these which will fold up, and I'll show you those how they work in a second. And then this one here attaches onto them, but for packaging and transport, it's actually been put in the wrong way. So we have to twist it that way, like that. So we're giving it a twist round like that. So that's how it is going to go together when we do it. If you do it like that, it's going to be completely wrong. So we must twist it round like that. And what we've also got to do is to take out these red levers. These have been put in, but we're going to take those off and then put them back in again. So we've taken those levers and bolts out, and then we can assemble it. Now, essentially what we're doing is fitting this on the outside of these tubes here and then putting the bolts back in. But it's easier if you put this handlebar into position. So we've got these locking switches there, which is in a hole. So we want them to be in that position so we can move it, and then we can lock that into any of these positions at this point. Just lock that like that. And then we're going to put this one in the same position. So it's in the middle hole. Okay, And then we take everything to the back, and you will need somebody to help you with this. It's not heavy, it makes it much easier if you've got somebody to actually steady it. So we've got the bolts here, and they've also got this little sleeve on. That's really important that you don't lose that sleeve, and they sort of fit together just like that. So that's really important. So I need somebody to help me with this. So Gareth is going to help. So we lift this up, okay? Making sure that the cable is on the inside. So it's quite important that you get this in the right order, because in transport it was packaged slightly differently to how we're doing it now. So we've got the sleeve on here like that, and then we're going to put this little plastic insert in there like that and align it so that it fits around the curve of this plastic tube. And then that is going to go on the outside of this piece here like that, okay? Then the bolt is going to go from the inside out, going through all those holes. So you've just got to line it all up like that. And again, that has got a curve on it, so it essentially locks it into position like that. And then the washer, so we can put the washer on. So this is why it's easy with two people. And then we're going to screw this back on like that. So it's threaded. So just put it on loose, and then we've got to do the tension, because this is going to be the locking mechanism to hold it all in place. So essentially we've got to have enough tension to pull it back. Now I've put too much on there, so I'm just going to slacken it off a little bit, and we want to be able to tension that maybe one rotation less, and then it will pull back, and you can feel there is some pressure on there, and it locks it into place like that. So that holds everything firmly in place. And if you want to fold the handlebars down for storage, because it's quite a big mower, you can release these, just slacken it off a little bit. That will loosen this, it will fold over, and then when you bring it back, tighten it up again just to get that tension and lock it into position. So important that you get it right, but once you've done it, that is it, and we've got a nice sturdy handlebar. What we can also do here, of course, we can adjust the height of the handlebars by just turning that into the unlock position. So we've got the three holes, so if you're tall, you'll have it in the top one. If you're not so tall, in the bottom one. If you're in between, then in the middle, and then lock that firmly into position. So that is the handlebar assembly all done. The last thing to do before we get the battery into it and start mowing is we've got this cable here. There is already a cable clip that will be already on the pole here, so just take that off, put the cable in and clip it into place, and that just keeps that nicely in position and stops it flapping around and catching on things in the garden. So it's all ready now. We'll lift it down onto the lawn, we'll show you how you put the grass box on and the battery, and then we can do some mowing. Battery is fully charged now, so we can put it into the mower, and it lives in this compartment here. We just lift this flap. This is designed to be able to take two types of battery. So we've got the 40-volt Max Plus battery, but it can also take two 20-volt batteries. So just make sure you put it in the right way. There are two options, option A and B. The single battery, the 40-volt, is option B. So it goes in this way and just slots down, and then just push it down with a bit of pressure until it clicks in like that. And when you want to take it out, very simple, you just release it like that. And just a little tip on the hair of your battery. Lithium batteries don't like to be cold, so a few tips are: when you finish mowing, take it out, charge it if need be, but then keep it somewhere fairly warm. And in the winter time, when you finish mowing for the season, charge this fully and then keep it warm. Don't put it in a cold garage or a shed where it will freeze. It needs to be room temperature, and that will greatly improve the performance and the life of your battery. So we can pop that back in there, and that is ready to use. Height of cut is adjusted with this little lever just here. Really easy to adjust. You've got 7 positions there, and you can put it to exactly where you want it. Just a tip: when you start mowing, never have it too close, because it can put strain on the motor and it can also scalp your lawn. So it's always better to start higher and go down. So that is now clear of the grass there. The controls are here, which I'll show you when we start it, but before that, 2 ways that you can mow. This has got a conventional way of mowing and collecting the grass clippings, or you can use it as a mulch mower. And the mulch mower essentially means that instead of the grass clippings being blown out into a collection bag, they are chopped very finely underneath the deck of the mower by the blades. They're blown down into the cover of the grass. They rot down, they're only very small, they're chopped finely. They help to feed the lawn by releasing nitrogen, and they can help build up the strength of a lawn. You get a really thick cover after a season of this, and it helps in dry conditions to keep the lawn and the grass that little bit greener. And the mulch plug is this. So this is what stops the grass being blown out the back. So if you're mulching, that needs to go in position. It just simply slides in and locks, and to get it out, we just squeeze the handle and take it out. If you don't want to mulch, then you can use your grass collection bag. And we've already put the handle on that. There are two little protectors on here. They're just purely for transit. You've got to take those off, otherwise you can't attach the grass collection bag because it hooks onto these. And if we lift that up, we can see that we've got these two silver springs there, shiny springs. They simply just hook over the top like that, and then that holds that into position. And what we've got on this is this little flapping indicator. So when the grass is being cut and we've got a draft of air blowing through, that will literally flap like that, which is great. When it stops, it means there's no air going through because the grass box is full of clippings. So it's time to take it off and empty it and put it back on again. So that's it. It's very, very simple to use and change from grass box to mulch mower. It's very easy to start. So I've already lifted it just off the grass a little bit. For safety, you've got to use both hands. One is to push the button in, so I just use my thumb, and while that is depressed, we pull back this red lever, that engages the blades and the motor, and then we can mow. And when we want to stop, we just simply release the red lever. So let's give it a go. So there you have it, a lightweight mower, very easy to put together, and it will make a great job of mowing your lawns.
Remember to register your Cobra online at cobragarden.co.uk. Always have your Cobra serviced regularly. Check the website for your nearest dealer.